What is up, guys? It is your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be talking about 7 tips that are going to help you get to Immortal. I got a little bit of a list here. I was just doing some theory crafting, some thinking yesterday, and I was like, what is holding people back? What mindsets, what mentalities, or just overall strategies are holding people back, preventing them from getting to Immortal? So that's what we have here today. I've compiled a list, so smash the like button if you appreciate the actually near daily uploads. Yesterday, my power went out. For anyone who is not following my Twitter, well, go do that in the comment section down below. And yeah, my power went out, so bit of a problem. It's actually still out. I traveled to my friend's house just to get you guys a video, and now let's get into it. All right, so the first point, I'm gonna keep it very simple, but I just wanna give a bit of a story to motivate or, to push anyone who isn't at this level. So the first point is you have to obsess over the game. And when I say obsess, well, let me clarify. In high school, I wasn't allowed to play every single day. This is when I was doing the majority of my Dota grinding, right? This is when I was really all in on the game. There was nothing else I would do, right? Absolutely nothing else. And that's what I mean. When I would be in class, and hey, if you're watching this and you're in school, focus on your studies, kids. But in all seriousness, I would be thinking about Dota, right? Not the whole time, I'm not a literal psychopath, but more often than not, I would be like, could Broodmother and Earthshaker be a good offlane? And then I would realize, no, I'm absolutely wrong. But nonetheless, you need to really make sure that everything you do is sort of based around Dota. Even at family parties, I would literally think about Dota. So much so to the point that, maybe it hurt my relationships a little bit, but that's the reality. If you're trying to go pro in something like esports, you're going to have to sacrifice other stuff. It's like, sometimes when I'm talking to people or trying to teach people, and then I'll see them playing Valorant or Overwatch or, I don't know, Minecraft, and I'm like, there's no chance you're going pro, right? There's no chance. You can't play 4 other games and spend half of your time playing like MapleStory and then expect to make it. It's just not gonna happen. Now, the second point is that you need to play 4 or 5 or more games a day. Now, I just want to put this in perspective. It's been something I've been thinking about. If you're trying to get from Crusader to Archon, or, Archon to Legend, you're not going to have to play 4 or 5 games a day to do that, right? The players at that level likely are partially at that level, right? It's not completely, partially at that level, because they can't play 4 to 5 games a day. Now, 4 to 5 is obviously a rough estimate. I'm sure there are Immortal players who have made it there without playing 4 to 5 games a day. Now, there's also Immortal players who have gotten there because they play 10 games a day, right? Obviously, there's people on both ends of the spectrum, but I would say on average, it's about 4 to 5 games a day. So if you're trying to get to Immortal and you can't get to that mark, or you feel like you don't have like quote unquote enough motivation or dedication, it's just probably not gonna happen, right? And do remember, guys, those games can be unranked games. That's fine. If you guys look at my Dota buff, I have more unranked games than ranked games. That didn't hold me back from getting to 7.5, because as long as you're learning and loving the game and obsessing over it, 4 to 5 should be enough. Now, number 3 is the most important one on this list, and that is to sign up for GAMELEAP.com. There's just nothing better. No, but in all seriousness, I've been putting in a lot of work as of late. Recently created a CM course I'm very happy with. And the most important thing I'm excited to announce, which is not actually the first time announcing it, I think I said it in one of the past videos, is I'm recording the coaching sessions, a large majority of my coaching sessions upcoming, and we're going to be posting them to the GameLeap website. So you're going to get free sessions that usually cost quite a bit of money. You get them for free over on this site, as long as it applies to your role, and trust me, there'll be a lot of different roles. It should help you get to Immortal, and I hope to see you guys there, so go sign up down below. Going into number 4, you have to understand that getting good at Dota means changing your mind. One of the big things I have to learn to, teach people when I'm coaching them is to be able to change their mind and constantly adapt to the scenario that are in. And what I mean by that is I often, when I talk to 3K, 4K MMR players, they will have opinions that I think are either outdated, that are wrong, that are, well, actually, outdated is the primary one. Like, there's just a lot of outdated ideas. One, for instance, is that it goes late game and you're against Spectre, you instantly lose. Now, sure, is Spectre one of the better heroes of the patch? Yes. Does he win late game more often than not? Yes. But what happens is your typical 2 to 4 MMR player will literally not farm a single camp because they try to shut him down for 80 minutes straight. Don't do that. Hit your timings, then shut him down. I know that's a bit off tangent, but just keep in mind, changing your mind is very important and doesn't make you weak. It actually will make you stronger. And number 5 is sort of a gameplay thing. And I think this is something that you sort of just build over time from playing, but it is also kind of a focus thing. So when I started learning to play Dota, one thing that I learned how to do early on and learned from watching other pros is focusing on every single second of the game. Every second counts. Now, what is the best way to measure if you're paying attention to every second or not? Your timings, right? Your general timings. Now, if you're a support player, maybe you want to focus on your levels, or how many assists you have, or your just general ability to create space, right? For when I played support, my favorite timing to pay attention to was that level 6 mark. It really helps you snowball if you can get there earlier, especially earlier than the enemy position 4 or 5. But once you get this concept down that you cannot waste a second, you begin to really criticize yourself over every single play you make. Let's say you push in the mid wave, and then you decide to walk up to the mid tier 1 when you can't do any damage to the tower. That's a second wasted. You should have instead killed the small camp, which maybe could have gotten you a neutral item. Maybe you just ganked top, and instead of, picking up the bounty rune and filling up your bottle, you walked past it, went for the kill, and ran out of mana before getting it. Every single little decision you make in Dota adds up to the win. Right? Whenever I talk to players, I swear, the reason why half of them can't get better, or a large portion of it, is because when they play the game, they say, I made one mistake at the 20-minute mark, I made one mistake at the 40-minute mark, my team threw a Roshan, or my AM didn't pop BKB at this very specific moment into the game. And I'm like, is that really all you took out of it? Because then you're just not going to get to Immortal. It has to be more so about yourself. Be selfish. Coming in at number 6 is a tip that I've been giving, especially over on the website. I've been trying to push it out to all of my students as well, which is find high MMR friends, right? If your friends are just playing Smash N64 all day, well, then you're gonna wanna find new friends. No, in all seriousness, I think it's important to basically, update your friends when it comes to Dota, right? I'm not talking about real life friends. I'm talking about your legitimate Dota party, right? If you don't play with people in Dota, well, that's the first thing I recommend doing. I've actually noticed a lot of my students, when they party up with people, it can help them get better. It depends on the type of person that you are, right? Let's say you get tilted a lot. I highly recommend finding a friend group that doesn't get tilted as much. If you do find a friend group that just constantly tilts, you're just gonna tilt more. Find people that balance you out. If you overthink the game, find people who think less and focus more on mechanics. If you never think at all, find some in-game leaders that can help teach you about the game, help you think about the game. You kind of see where I'm coming from, guys? This is something I did in my Dota journey. I had a team when I was at 3K. I had a different team when I was 4K, a different team at 5K, 6K, and 7K. I played with so many different people. They all teach you different lessons. They teach you lessons on communication. They teach you on movement. They'll criticize you on stuff. And if you keep an open mind, you'll learn things from every single person you encounter, including the people that flame you. So yeah, that's actually one of my favorite points. It's something that I think just applies to really anything in life, but especially when you're trying to go to something like the Immortal bracket. If you're not surrounded by people who are willing to grind and push you to play ranked, or push you to try hard and take every game seriously, which you kind of have to do to get to Immortal, it's gonna be so hard to make it, right? Just think about it of the perspective of let's say you're in school and your friend group just never does their homework on time. You're probably not going to do it either, right? You're probably not the outlier. And finally, at number 7, it's just a basic ranked rule, and that's to not play after a loss. I think this is a good rule of thumb. There's multiple rules of thumb you can go by. You should test out a couple and figure out what works for you. I think this is the most standard one that works for a lot of people that try it, which is just don't play if you lose. If you lose a ranked game, don't play another one. Go play unranked, go take a quick break. I don't know, maybe play a 10-minute Rocket League match, then go back to it. Right? Play if you lose until reset. Do not queue afterwards. The other system you can do is the best of 3 method that I've been pushing a little bit. What that is you play a match. If you win, you play the second. If you lose, you also play the second. It's the best of 3. You play no matter what. If you lose, you've lost the best of 3. If you win, you've won the best of 3. You don't play the third match if you lose, or you win. However, if you win-lose, or lose-win, then you play the third match and you try to win the best of 3. And that's a good method as well that I personally used, especially when I knew I had to grind hard, right? Maybe I didn't have that much time in a day. Maybe I had to go do homework and I couldn't afford to take breaks. Okay, well then that's what I did. And yeah, so I'm going to do a quick recap of all the points for everyone watching. Number 1 is you must obsess over the game. Number 2 is you must play 4 or 5 matches a day. Number 3 is to obviously click the link down below and sign up for GameLeap. Number 4 is you have to understand that getting good means changing your mind. Number 5 means understand that every second counts. Number 6 is to find high MMR friends. And finally, at number 7 is to not play after a loss. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And of course, I'll see you in the next one. Stay broken. Before you leave, just want to say a quick message. If you're trying to get better at Dota or you just enjoyed that video, I know this is pretty general and you're going to hear this quite a bit from me, but I recommend you sign up to GAMELEAP.com. Why? Because I put a lot of effort into the content over there, and generally the effort I do there is different from the content you're going to see here on YouTube. It is different. In fact, I usually go a lot more in depth on topics or into niche topics that help you get to the next level even faster. Because on YouTube, I often have to keep it more mainstream. And that's even why I'm putting it at the end of this YouTube video. That's why this is at the end, because a lot of people just watch 5 minutes, they skip through just for like the dopamine spike. But if you are interested in actually getting better at Dota, I recommend you go to the description down below, get your discount right now by clicking the link, sign up, use the discount code that you're gonna see there, and I hope to see you there right now. So click it, and yeah, thanks for watching.